So I guess I'll make a process comment about my work before I can finish my work. Now, this has been a weekend where I've been really preoccupied with romance, obviously, built over the course of the day. But then in the mid-afternoon, I made a decision and said, it's just an observation, it's an understanding of the dynamics, that she had gone as far as she could go today, and it was time to back off. So I did. I went and took a nap and came back, and I got super focused on my work. Now, how did I get focused on my work? Well, first I had to deal with dog relationships because the dogs just want a piece of me. They all want a piece of me. And Mufafa snapped and snarled at Jason, who's not here right now. These are the ones who are here now. This is Easy, and that's the new guy who still doesn't have a name. Just been with us 3 days, but he's doing fine. But Mufafa snapped at Jason, the alpha. What a great dog he is. Never any friction between those because Mufafa's been sleeping in the car. He now feels like he owns me. And he was right at my side. And when Jason tried to get at me, Mufafa snapped at him. And I yelled at him. And he went out and went off in a huff. So then I did dive into my work. And what did that mean? What diving into my work meant was returning to the news. And I was saying, no more Trump. I've had enough of Trump. Don't want to deal with Trump. And don't want to focus on the young lady over there because that's earlier. And tomorrow we'll return to that. But it's not the thing now. So I said, no Trump. Went to weekend edition, All Things Considered. NPR News, All Things Considered, Sunday afternoon. And they did a bold thing out of their 1 hour show on Sunday. They spent 11 full minutes on climate change. And what they did was they addressed 3 stories of people who had been ravaged by climate change this summer. One with doctor dealing with heat stroke in Phoenix in an ER, woman dealing with flooding in Vermont, and a Native American guy dealing with the fires, the wildfires that caused all the smoke for the U.S. Well, this guy was in the middle of it, in the fires. The unifying theme of all of them was that our government is not ready to deal with these kinds of things. Now, you would think that it would be all hands on deck, and the woman in Vermont said, I went through 2005 Katrina in New Orleans, the lower Ninth Ward. I know all that because I've been there 3 months last year. Love New Orleans and the lower Ninth Ward. I know a lot about the lower Ninth Ward. She says, back then, the bitter joke was that it takes the U.S. government 10 days to figure out how to get a bottle of water into New Orleans. She said, it's not seeming much different now. Well, we've got government that's stalled because one whole political party wants to focus on impeaching Biden over his son and using up all their time and energy distracting from Trump's legal woes. They have no interest in doing anything substantive. So the government is basically ground to a halt because they care more about theater and grandstanding than solving any problems. The Republican Party. Also, in the face of all this, the hottest July on record for the human species, they're not willing to acknowledge climate change. So why the U.S.? I'm pointing my finger at the U.S. because I've been gone for almost 5 months. Why, people? How can you still consider them a serious political party? How? Examine your idiotic brains. Why? Are you that easily manipulated? Is it that much fun to have a party tell you, Well, we hate the people you do, so let's have a party around hating the right people. And then we'll pretend the world isn't burning. And the rich people aren't still going home with all the money. Yeah. Well, I think things are changing. I feel hope. I feel hope that 45 is going to be in an orange jumpsuit long before he gets elected. I mean, may not be before the election, but he's got much more likelihood of ending up in prison than in the White House, as far as I can see. Doesn't mean we don't have to have all hands on deck, because we do. We do, absolutely. Okay. Some people aiming for the restaurant. I don't know who these people are, but they may not be interesting to me. They're probably not. I think I'd probably take the dogs for a walk rather than pay attention to these people. I don't even know who they are. So, here they come into the restaurant. Come on to the restaurant, folks. I'm Bailey. Bye.